Hello, everyone. I'm Justine, Element City Liaison, and I thank you guys for joining us for this week's interview with Eric and Diane Ray and Jan Holford of Royal Family Kids. They are an amazing ministry that Element is teaming up with. We love their mission, and we want you guys to hear all about what they do, why they do it, and how you can get involved. All right, so let's get started. Thank you guys for joining us, and why don't you guys just take a couple minutes to introduce yourselves and what your role is with RFK and how long you've been doing it.
Hi, my name's Diane Ray. I'm the co-director of Royal Family Kids in Santa Maria. The three of us founded Royal Family Kid chapter here in Santa Maria. And my role is multifaceted. I'm in the background most of the time. I do the purchasing for camp and all other things. I oversee the finances. I am oversee the fundraising event that we have once a year. And club and mentoring, I just kind of go around and make sure everybody's happy and we have our games ready, and it's a lot of fun.
My name is Eric Ray. I've been the coach at camp for 10 years, and also been the MC, and this last year I've been the Bible teacher.
Nice.
And I've been a mentor.
Yeah, good. Hi, I'm Jan Holford, and I too am co-director of RFK. So where Diane handles all things admin and finance, I handle more of the relational components of the ministry. So I get really involved with the counselors and the mentors. I'm kind of like the cheerleader. Actually, Eric's our big cheerleader too. So just trying to help keep camp moving forward, keep club and mentoring moving forward. I get involved when we have meltdowns, we have difficult behaviors that start to come to the surface. So kind of a counselor, kind of a social worker, kind of a therapist, but really I just think of myself as a big buddy and just someone I get to hang out with these kids and love on them and keep us moving forward.
Busy. You guys do a lot.
Yeah.
We do.
This is all volunteer based, right?
Yes.
Really giving up your time, energy, and that's great. You guys could tell us about RFK's mission. Who are you targeting? What do you guys do? And kind of a little bit of the history of how it got started in Santa Maria.
Royal Family Kids Camp, or Royal Family Kids, is a faith-based international and national organization. The ministry was started in Orange County in 1983, 1985, and to date there's over 250 local chapters both in the United States and worldwide. And we purposefully minister to elementary age foster children, kids who've been abused, abandoned, and neglected. And each chapter focuses on the kids in their own community. So Royal Family Kids of Santa Maria, we are serving kids from Santa Barbara County, kids that grew up and called the Santa Maria Valley their home. And the way we do this, the way we get involved in their lives is, first of all, we take the kids to camp in the summer. It's a 5-day residential camp. We often like to think of it as a 5-day VBS on steroids. It's a lot of fun. And then after camp, as the kids go back to school, we have a mentoring club program. And so one Saturday a month, the kids come to the club. It's a lot like a family reunion day. And we have like a mini VBS, we have Bible stories and worship and crafts. And then in the afternoons, the kids spend time with their mentors. And so the mentoring club program runs the school year. We start in September and it ends in May. And one of the differences between club and mentoring in camp is that the kids develop a one-on-one relationship with their mentor. To a certain degree, Royal Families has like these bullet point missions. We treat everyone royally, whether you're the bus driver bringing the kids to camp, or the guy who donated $5,000 or $6,000, or especially, we're treating our kids royally, our camp facility. Everybody who comes involved with RFK, we want to treat them all equally, and our goal is to treat everyone royally, because that's how Christ treats us. That's the thing, is we're treated royally, And we just want to repeat that and mirror that. The other thing that's really important to us is making all these moments matter. Our goal is to create positive memories for these kids. We're using these experiences to override the hard memories that they've had. And in those memories, we're teaching these kids that they're heard, they're valued, they're seen. And because we know from psychology and science that that's where how their brains change, and that in itself then changes behavior. The other thing we're all about is moving forward. No matter what, we just keep moving forward. So COVID-19, we're moving forward. We start to get a little more technical about our mission. We're a community of volunteers. We come together, and our goal is to transform these kids' lives. We step into the lives of the kids in our community. These kids have been abused, they've been neglected, they've been abandoned. And we know as believers that what they really need is the hope and healing of Jesus Christ. And so while we do things like go to camp, and we have school year clubs, and we have our mentoring program, ultimately what we want to do is share Jesus with these kids. We want to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And we want them to know that God loves them, that they were created beautifully, perfectly, and that He has a perfect plan for their lives. We want them to know the gospel, and that we want them to have their own relationship with Jesus. And what comes out of that is also we start to change the trajectory of their lives by them learning that they're valued and they mean something. They become different people. Their lives are forever changed. And so that's kind of the expanded version of our mission, if you will.
So about how many foster kids are there in our county, or Santa Maria, I guess specifically?
Okay, well, when we first started, the first year when we only had 24 foster children, there was 250 to 275. And as of today, there's a little over 500. And we've had as many as 34, 36. I think it's 36 is the most. Campers is the most we've had at our camp. Yeah.
There's definitely a huge need for it in this area.
We'd like to get up to 40. That's what we need, more volunteer count.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So how has this whole, COVID issue really affected what's going on this year, and how you're going to move forward with it?
Well, we'll probably all share a little bit. So the COVID has been a whole new learning experience for all of us. And we have had to cancel our camp that we had planned for this summer that was going to be in June. But we're still hopeful, but because every day changes, we just don't know.
Yeah, it's like we think, okay, we can't do this, so we're going to do this. And then by the end of the week, the new jurisdictions and new protocols come out. It's like, no, we can't do that. So we're like, pray, regroup. So we are really thankful. We only had to miss 2 of the clubs this year. We were able to get our March club in and have a regular club because the shelter in place took place the week after our last March club. So we were all together in March, and that was a great club. So we were really thankful for that. We didn't really know at the time that was going to be our last club together. But looking back, we were almost all there. So that was really cool. So for Easter, we put together Easter baskets for the kids, and we had notes, and we did gift cards for all the families. So not just reaching out to the kids, but also reaching out to their families, trying to be a support system to the whole family. Some of them are foster homes. Some of them, the kids are with grandparents or other relatives. We have a couple of kids who are back with their biological mom. So each family is a little bit different. They have different needs in terms of support and how the COVID-19 is causing stress in their families and stuff. So we're trying to be mindful of how we can reach out to them. So Easter, we did Easter baskets and gift cards. And then we usually have a big year-end celebration in May. We had planned a big beach party at Avila, and obviously that did not happen. And then the mentors try to plan like a one-on-one day, being mindful of all the social distancing protocols, making sure everyone stays safe. So we're trying to be creative. We're able to continue to see the kids during the summer. The mentors are. So the kids who are part of mentoring, we can continue to be part of their lives through the summertime. And we're trying to be creative and be encouraging to the kids. Ideally, we'd love to do like a 3-day weekend camp in the end of summer or early fall. We're just not sure if we're going to be able to do that. If we can't do that, we'd like to do like a 1-day extravaganza, whether we might have to do the boys in one location and the girls in a different location. So we're just doing our best to stay flexible, to just keep asking the Lord, looking for creative ways to stay connected with these kids. Yeah, it's a little hard to write those letters to the social workers. We already had kids' applications come in for camp, and we had to, send letters to all those families, and that part was kind of hard, especially because we can't make promises we can't keep, and that keeps changing as it's changing for everyone. Everyone's in that same spot together. So, but.
Yeah, that's got to be really hard. There's already a lot of disappointment in their life. And during this time, there's a lot of disappointment. But then to have, camp that they look forward to be taken away has got to be really rough for some of those kids.
Yeah. And we have 3 kids who are going to graduate out of the program. So when they go into 7th grade, they graduate. And, we want to be able to honor those kids. So
their last camp.
Yeah. So we're working on it. We don't have all the answers, but we're working on it, and we're determined.
So you guys have been doing this for about 10 years. Are there any stories you'd like to share from maybe the earlier years, or any year, I guess?
I'll start first. One of the first, I don't know if it was the second year or whatever, but I had a 7-year-old boy who tried to pass his swimming test. He didn't make it, but I came to his rescue, when he was floundering in the water. And he asked me if I would teach him how to swim. I did, and a little bit. I didn't show him a whole lot. But after that, he just kind of gravitated to me, wanted to be with me during lunch, during dinner, and wanted me to sit with him over there, and he wanted me to come over here. And anyway, it became my buddy, actually. But what I noticed is it made a big impact just spending a little bit of time with him. And that's what it is like being a counselor, also a mentor. But after 1 year, I came back and I saw him again. He had learned all these songs that we gave him on his M3 player. And also, I could tell that makes a difference in their lives. That makes a difference. They're listening to good stuff, good stories, good songs. Also, I've also heard a lot from parents who said their foster kid talks about, and he did too, this boy did too, about Royal Families the whole year. And they're looking forward to coming back again. And we hear that an awful lot from a lot of foster parents and caregivers.
We were talking about just, planning and praying about, this interview and stuff. And I was prompted to go and look at my notes from the first year. I was looking at that 10 plus years. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been a long time. I can't remember everything. So I went back and I looked at some of my notes from the first year, and I was reminded about a couple different campers. And one girl, she was one of the older campers at our first camp, and obviously a girl who's endured a lot of heartache and a lot of brokenness in her life. And, at the end of the week, she told her counselor, no one's ever told me that they love me. No one's ever told me that I'm special. And I think you guys might really mean it. Like, I think I can believe you. And then she paused, and then she said, so maybe if I can believe you guys, maybe there really is a God who loves me like you guys are telling me. Maybe that can really be true. And I just it was like really good for me to go back and read that. I had forgotten that. And she's one of those girls that sticks with me. Because I work with the difficult behaviors, there's always 2 or 3 campers I spend a lot of extra time with at camp. And she was one of them, and she was at our first and second camp. And every year I think about her specifically, wondering where she's at and just praying that she knows God and that she knows God is with her and stuff, because she's one of the children we don't know where she's at. Mm-hmm. And then we had a little guy who was quite a handful. He was kind of like the Tasmanian devil. He worked us like first year volunteers or first year camp. Man, he worked us. And one of his cousins was at camp. And the last day, she was really sad. And a group of us saw him go over to her, and he was holding her hand and he was rubbing her back. Like, it's okay. You're going to be okay. You're special. I love you. God loves you. And the thing is like all of us adults, we all know that that's what his counselor was telling him all week. And so then to just hear and see that love and affection come out of him, giving it to his older cousin who was sad, and they don't live together and they don't see each other regularly. So camp was special for them because they got to see each other. Those are the kinds of things that tell me that what we're doing matters and makes a difference in the lives of these kids. And those are the things that are profound. And, again, we are forever changed because of it and stuff.
So what ways can people at Element get involved? If there's any ways we can help during this time of uncertainty, and then also in the future, when this clears up and it goes back to normal, what are ways that people can get involved and help your ministry?
I would say we need volunteers. We need volunteers as counselors. And even if they could start this year, maybe for a 3-day or even a 1-day event, hopefully maybe next year they'll get the bug and be excited about working with these kids, seeing how they're a blessing to them, and then they'll be a blessing back to, and maybe there'll be a counselor next year for camp. But if they can't be a counselor, because we're trying to get up to 40, that's our goal.
40 kids.
40 kids, yes.
Which means how many counselors for 40 kids?
20. But behind the scenes, we need people to help with the little things, but we call them big things.
Yeah.
With the media, with just, setting up the props, the decorating, the fundraising, the photography. Yeah, it's just, grant writing, you name it. There's a lot of
ways
staff, a lot of ways to get involved. You don't have to be a counselor.
And we're trying to use this time, we're aware, God is aware that this is happening.
Yep.
None of this is happening outside of his watch. So we're just trying to be good stewards of this time and continuing to build partnership with the community and with the church. And so when we can get back into full swing, we're going to be ready to go. And so, we're just trying to use the time well.
I just want to say that if they just give it a try, and this is a good opportunity, maybe for this year.
Yeah.
If we can have it this year, just experience it. If they can just experience it, I mean, they'll just be amazed. I think they'll be really amazed.
And I just thank Element. Thank you, Justine and Mikey, for helping us make this happen and supporting us. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, we loved that we get to partner with you guys. It's such a unique ministry. There's such a need for it in our area. And just like the story you were sharing, to think that some kids don't ever hear positive words of, love and affirmation, and that a few days away from the world at camp can have such a huge impact on them is amazing. And you guys are just, they're little angels, really. And it's just, thank you guys for 10 plus years. I know it's a lot of time and it's a lot of energy. and you could be doing other things. So thank you guys for just investing so much into this community and these families. It really does, I'm sure, have such a huge impact on these individuals. So I really hope that you guys get to have the 3-day camp at least,
We do too.
and that it will go back to normal soon, and the mentorship can start in the fall, and all of that. And for those watching, we just, ask to think about being a part of such an amazing ministry that will have such an impact on these children. And there's a place, like they said, just a spot for every type of gift. So you might not feel comfortable, being with a kid, but there's a whole bunch of behind the scenes things and prayer and a whole bunch of things. So please reach out and get more involved. And we just thank you guys so much. And we'll see everybody later.
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I really appreciate you guys because Scripture says take care of orphans, take care of the least of these, and a lot of times it's like, well, I don't know what that means unless it's just handing out money or becoming a foster parent or adopting, and like those are like from here to here is such a huge step. So I appreciate that this is an opportunity for people to engage and care and love for kids, and even if it's not directly and it's indirectly, I think it's really great ministry. And I think I echo what Justine said. I thank you for your servants' hearts and your dedication to it over the last decade and going into the future.
Yeah, but the thing is like that's one of the reasons why I liked getting involved with it, is that there is a place for everyone. That's not just something we say. It's really true. There, however God has gifted somebody, there's a place